What do we got here from
D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan 8? Thanks for the super chat.
Hex, Pulse, PulseX. Which of the three will pump the hardest this bull run? I'll
Collect them all. Well, hey, I mean, I own all of them equally, and I have been DCAing into all of them equally. So that's a tough one. I mean, I would say my guess, obviously not financial advice. I'm just throwing something out into the wind here. But I think that of the three, if you want to combine the hexes and then just have each of the other ones, I think Pulse will be the one that will pump the most this cycle. I think if we look 2 cycles into the future, we could see Pulse X maybe being the one that, I don't want to call it a better long-term play necessarily. I just think that maybe it will do more X's from its ultimate low over the course of about 8 years or so. But I do think this cycle that the L1 will likely outperform. But yeah, what do you think, Ewok?
Yeah, I think it'll be Hex. I really do.
Really?
At okay. 0.003.
Just what an OG Hexican would say.
Well, I do. I think the next cycle, though, I think Pulse will definitely take that title away. Only because this is Hex's second cycle. At 0.003 or even 0.007, whatever, 0.003, you're getting 3 for $1. At a penny, you've 3x'd. At a nickel, you 15x'd. At a dime, you've 25x'd. So, it's going to be, I don't know. I just don't see it. And I mean, just getting back to all-time highs, we're going to have some crazy numbers. As far as X's go, I think Hex still pumps the hardest, and I think enough people find it in time by coming to this ecosystem and realizing that Hex is still the store of value. But no financial advice, none. That's just my opinion.
Nice. I do think Pulse will probably pump the most this coming cycle. Ewok, obviously being a Hex maxi as he is going to say Hex. So we'll see. I mean, that's why nobody knows the answers to this. That's why I just own them all equally.
Well, he wanted us to get our crystal ball out, which Naga has the only crystal ball that I know. So, and I think it's broken as far as I know.
Well, I think he's on. Well, I forget. Is it Tropa? A godsend, and I'm going to sell all my PulseChain for a Tropa, or is it a scam, or because Naga Bo, I've seen it seems like saying doing a 180 a couple times.
Yeah, he's all over the place. I think he's just kind of covering all bases, and depending on what week it is and which casino he lost at
exactly. You sell this information to this side, sell this information to the other side, and don't let the other ones know. I know the game. Yeah. So anyway, really interesting stuff from RH this week. So for sure, if you guys have time, which, hey, didn't take me that long, 5 minutes or so to submit comments for both of those. Martin von Wundergas. Shout out. Go say hi to Sami and KDP over there for us whenever you get a chance. Okay. So
all those guys.
Yeah. So, if you guys are still here, we still got about 20 minutes left. Smash the like. We appreciate you guys joining us tonight. We have an active chat. There's Philly. Phillies are dominating the Braves again tonight. They're up 2-1 after this win tonight. What does he say here? What's he got for us?
He says, how about the hex to hex ratio? Say 0.1 total. Do you think eHEX 1 penny to 2 penny and pHEX 8 cents to 9 cents? No. I think
a pretty big disparity there.
Yeah, I think it closes in. I don't think you're going to be that far off. Again, just an opinion, but I think it. The higher it gets, the ratio could pull a little tighter. I think if you see something maybe at 20 cents to 15 cents, I think it could keep up that way as it increases. I don't think you're going to see it though at like what you're looking at, like eight times, between 4 and 8 times higher, and that's a hell of a ratio to break, especially with the way liquidity is bonded now. I don't see it really going in the opposite direction, only because it's a self correcting system. As far as T-shares go, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but we're now over 30,000 hex per T-share on both chains. So, it will correct, and the T-shares will reward you. And just think, guys, whenever I forget what the cost of it is, I saw this statistic the other day. When you get a T-share right now, I think you're paying maybe 30,000. You're probably getting it for what, seven? Was it $700? Maybe not even that much.
No, I think it's
Um,
less than that. Yeah.
maybe whatever it was. But imagine the price of that times whatever it is to get to the all-time high. You're not going to be able to afford one T-share if we get back to the previous all-time high. So again, it's a self kind of correcting system with the T-share value, the amount of hex per T-share that's a payout, the less people that stake, the more enticing it is for people to get into that side. So again, I really don't see this kind of ratio getting that far off, but I could be completely wrong, but I don't see it getting that out of whack.
Yeah, that would be pretty far. I mean, the worst we've even seen now is pretty much just maybe 2.5 to 1 or something like that
Yeah.
at the worst, I think. So
Yeah.
yeah, that would be pretty crazy. I'm basically, I mean, what my approach has been with the two hexes is my eHEX has been staked out. I've staked all of it out. You know, as soon as the split happened, basically any that I had liquid, I even staked out just for a year. But I have been buying more, regular hex than I have eHEX lately. So we will see. I mean, that doesn't mean I think everybody's a little bit like, not sure what to do with
Yeah.
eHEX, but
Probably.
what unequivocally I could say is likely the very wrong decision is to sell any of it. I
Yeah.
don't think there's really
Yeah.
what trade are you going to make? Well,
Right.
what are you going to do? That's why I just staked it all. So
Well, I think honestly, a good thing to do with it was what we talked about on the last show, and that was get into the base, um, pool with your hex. It
yeah,
stakes it for you. You can redeem it for whatever the hex is worth, and you don't have to pay those crazy Ethereum fees to end a stake. So, that was a good thing to do. Just holding on to it liquid is a good thing to do, but you're right, selling it is probably a bad thing to do right now, especially. Not saying when we start making some gains that you shouldn't DCA out as well. It's just as important to DCA in as it is to DCA out. So